as we'd like to imagine, but it's definitely there.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. If I'm him, if I'm bro right here, this guy right here, I gotta move my hand up because I was about to touch his dick. If I'm this dude right here, bro, I'm just walking off the track. At this point, I ain't got it. I ain't got it. Obviously, I ain't got it. The fuck I'm gonna try and damn near pull a hamstring for? Nigga, I'm gonna go sit my black ass down. And I'm back with another video, man. BryceDaBadger back with another one for your ass. And today, tonight, wherever you at, I got what the enhanced games. You see this up here? What the enhanced games exposed about PEDs from that man Jumpman. You know what I'm saying? Video is in the description, man. Original video in the description. But look, we got to figure out what happened in these enhanced games. If you don't know, back some months ago. I don't know what month, but back some months ago, apparently there was an enhanced game, something similar to that of an Olympics, you know what I'm saying? Now the enhanced games are where you would compete in the same type of events, but there are no restrictions on PEDs, steroids, any types of those things. And there were also normal competitors, people that weren't on the PEDs. So we're gonna see what got exposed within these games. Let's get into it.
So, first impression of the enhanced games? That was a bit of a disaster, wasn't it? 42 athletes competed across 18 events, and we saw one measly world record, an event that the same guy already broke the world record in last year. Dude just got paid $1 million to beat his PB. So if you think about it that way, this was an even bigger disaster than it already was.
That's crazy.
This whole event's marketing was centered around athletes juiced to the gills. World records would be smashed.
My PB is 976. I will destroy the world record soon.
But as the event was slowly creeping towards an end, without a world record at this point, the casters were already dampening the blows with some pretty hard copes.
And I think a lot of people have come into today expecting world records to drop. Training camp for 4 months. They were
Okay, so he says expectations were too high and the athletes didn't have enough
able
time.
to enhance for 2 months. It's not a defeat. It is an example of you can enter into a protocol, clinical oversight with enhancers and step into it. So I wouldn't.
He said not a defeat because you could do drugs.
From smashing world records to look at these older athletes hitting PBs.
Mind you, essentially what he's saying here is that the people that were taking the PEDs were not winning. They were not beating the regular Joe that was just hitting the gym and getting that repetition on with the practice and routine and stuff. They was not beating them with the PEDs.
Not a very good look.
59-4, backing up. This dude's 34 years of age.
Damn!
To be fair, that is an impressive feat, but probably not the one they were looking for. And that was really only in the swimming, which had an advantage on top of an advantage, since not only they were doping, but they were also wearing laser swimsuits. The
What's that?
ones that were banned in 2010 or
The swimsuit drastically reduced drag and aided buoyancy, contributing to 93 world records. Holy hell.
2009, after athletes wearing them broke 93 world records.
Damn.
No other event was able to use banned tech. Sprinters weren't running with fans behind their back or with banned super shoes. Weightlifters didn't use exoskeletons, I guess. Not sure what can illegally help a lifter here. And to be honest, after the whole
Man, that nigga about to die.
I'd argue swimmers were the only athletes to see a real benefit since they were already using a very effective banned suit. While track athletes specifically saw nothing remotely close to a world record, and get this, not even a single personal best. And genuinely, a lot of these athletes had never looked worse, multiple of them having run faster in high school. So let's take a look at some of these races in case.
So I'm assuming, no. I was about to say, I'm assuming all of the PED guys are wearing enhanced game logos on their suits. Maybe in a specific location. I don't know. I don't know how to tell.
You haven't already. On the men's, Fred Curley went 993 in the heats, followed by Matadi and Marvin Bracey Williams, a world champ silver medalist, in 10.33. Not looking very promising already. And then the final was just a rerun of the same race. Curley winning the grand prize with a 9.
Who the hell is that in white?
97 this time.
With 4, coming down the stretch.
The white shorts.
Curly is going to take it.
And the highlight being that there were 4 false starts before the race, because of course there was. This isn't a sanctioned race where false starts matter. So Fred was noticeably mad after the run, blaming false starts at the unsanctioned drug Olympics for his time just missing the world record, before finally getting on mic and graciously shit-talking his opponents for being enhanced and still not beating him.
Man, what the fuck? Hey, bro, you trying to kiss that nigga on national television? What we doing?
They gotta do better than that. They need to train a little harder, get on that shit a little bit more, and go a little harder some more.
Do you think?
Where was this filmed? I mean, not filmed. What was this on? What channel was this on? Was this on the channel or was this on YouTube? It was on Twitch? Why he cussing? That's why. That's the question. Why is he cussing, bro?
If it would have gone off first time, you could have had a shot.
I'm ready to run fast.
What?
Which is really rich, coming from
Excuse
a guy
me?
serving a ban for
Reckless Curly banned for 2 weeks for whereabouts failures.
dodging drug tests.
Oh.
Believe it or not, on the program they do specify who was racing enhanced, but this basically just means Curly, who wasn't enhanced, wasn't on their protocol specifically. But Fred Curly antics aside, to say this was slow is a severe
So all these
understatement.
niggas was doing drugs.
I wasn't lying when I said these athletes ran slower than their high school times.
Damn.
Marvin Bracey Williams ran 10:25 in high school. Michael Bryan ran a 10:53 freshman year of college. And Clarence Manyai ran a 10:56 in senior year of high school. So you know, I do gotta hand it to them. These guys are doing a good job of making the enhanced games look shit. I do gotta admit though, if this was a standard track meet, Curly's time is actually a pretty decent season opener considering the time of year. I can honestly say I expected less considering he isn't race sharp in the slightest. But this isn't that. It's the drug Olympics after a lot of shameless world record talk.
My PB is 976. I will destroy the world record soon. I'm very confident. I'm locked in. I'm training good. Body feel good. Who gonna stop me besides myself?
Now, I wouldn't use
The drugs. The drugs are gonna stop you. I mean, the rules can't anymore because, you know, you got banned. But hey, man, do what you do.
usually go out of my way to say something like this about an athlete. But Fred Curly is an utter idiot. And that's me being as polite as possible.
Yeah, he feels
no
like
one in the track space had a shred of belief this bozo was going under 9.8, let alone 9.58, because he does this same world record song and dance every year since his 9.76. World record this, then he runs 10 seconds. World record that, false starts, which ironically, he did today in the heats as well. We see it
Why you got glasses on?
so much, Bolt doesn't even know how to respond anymore. Curly
Okay.
had to go to an entire new space with an audience that didn't know him to start the I'll break the world record charade again. And then he got nowhere near it again. On one hand though, he did walk out with 250k.
So what'd he say? He
can't
said
thank him for that. But yeah, Curly
he
isn't
said to
playing a
hype himself
character.
up or something?
He really is just like this.
Man, they gotta do better than that.
And then there was the women's race.
Didn't even think about women taking PEDs. Wow.
Tristan Evelyn,
All the ones that can't keep up with Sha'Carri out here. Okay.
11:25.
Whoa, nigga. What did you say? Okay, the world record is 10:09.
It was the women's race. Tristan Evelyn, 11:25. 0.76 seconds away from the world record.
Now in lane 3, it's Tristan Evelyn to the finish line.
Did she
If
say
you know
she was gonna
track,
break it?
that is unfathomably embarrassing. But for the few who stumbled upon here at the will of the algorithm,
I don't know, track chat. Y'all gonna have to put this in like basketball, football terms.
firstly, that wouldn't qualify you for an Olympics.
Oh. I see. Well, what else would it not qualify me for, sir?
There is no chance you'd win a race in a professional field, and this year, 2 14-year-old girls have actually run faster than that. So you know, if everyone being on drugs was an issue, at the bare minimum, those girls are probably clean. This field was real bottom of the barrel B-listers, and I've heard it was the same for some of the women's swimming fields. Olympians who couldn't get out of the heats, and some who didn't even get out of national championships. The only saving grace being that the winner was clean, and again, got a fat paycheck, so props to her.
Yep.
Overall though, unequivocally a huge joke. With fields of these caliber, some running their
Man,
first
get
race
me
in
to the
years,
strong-
world
get me
records
to
were
the strong
never in the
man
conversation
shit,
to
bruh.
start
Get
with,
me to the-
and
get me
teetered
to the
on
weights.
false marketing. And if you recall, I mentioned earlier, not a single athlete on the track ran close to their PR.
Is there a reason that nigga head was cocked to the side like he called?
But even that's kind of underselling how bad it really was. Because between every athlete on the track, they were nearly half a second behind their PRs on average.
Damn.
Absolutely incredible. So I guess if there is one positive takeaway from this, it's that hard work is actually significantly better than doping. Thanks, Enhanced Games. But that's enough track, let's give some of the other events a look. We did see a near world record very early in the men's 100 meter freestyle.
Going for the record.
Oh, just misses the...
Before the eventual world record in the event's finale, the men's 50 meter freestyle. But again, as an asterisk, they're doping and using banned tech, and they were also accused of time fudging. But on-screen graphics aren't accurate, we learnt that at the Paris Olympics. Only the people on the back know what the clock really said, and it was probably real. Though Bjornsson, the mountain, and current deadlift world record holder, couldn't break his own world record, but the strongman sport is already unregulated, there is no governing body drug testing, so this was...
In general? I ain't know that. That's odd.
Just another world record attempt for him, but for $1 million. In weightlifting, we saw some tantrums.
Oh, he's so close.
That nigga almost passed out.
Oh, the defeat is so painful.
So to sum it up, some of the events were jokes, some events were good, world records weren't broken, and a few clean athletes beat out doped fields. But I think the big question that was left unanswered for many casual viewers was, are all Olympians on PEDs? Since clearly these guys couldn't do any better than them. And the answer is not all of them, and it's not that simple. Elite athletes in all major sport, emphasis on all major sport, where lots of money to be made, are in a constant rat race with drug testing, resulting in, at best, no drugs, which we saw with the supposedly unenhanced athletes winning events, or at worst, microdosing and masking agents. So the benefit isn't as big as we'd like to imagine, but it's definitely there.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. If I'm him, if I'm bro right here, this guy right here, I gotta move my hand up because I was about to touch his dick. If I'm this dude right here, bro, I'm just walking off the track. At this point, I ain't got it. I ain't got it. Obviously, I ain't got it. The fuck I'm gonna try and damn near pull a hamstring for? Nigga, I'm gonna go sit my black ass down.
But you give these subpar, aging out, retired, or straight up banned athletes harder drugs, it's not going to close the distance on history's best at the very peak of their powers. Plus, if you do recall this desk segment,
These athletes had training camp for 4 months. They were able to enhance for 2 months.
they weren't even given enough time anyway. But overall, the event did succeed in fulfilling a weird but pretty common morbid curiosity of fully drugged up athletes versus world records, while giving us a pretty clear reflection on where society is headed. That being the rising normalization of PEDs. And crazy take here, frankly, I don't like it. This essentially was a bunch of disadvantaged athletes, many of which who were never good enough at the top level, or weren't paid enough during their career, or had retired due to age/financial reasons, and dangling a fat paycheck of more money than they'd ever seen in their sport to be experimented on. This event was basically a Mr. Beast video, but actually doing something morally questionable and selling us drugs instead of candy bars. And the worst part is, I can almost guarantee this event will grow. Even if it seemed like a failure from an outside perspective, the numbers were pretty good. It had a wide reach, and the money paid to the athletes was real
on
too.
YouTube.
Which, if the better alternative for elite athletes to make money is coming here, more athletes will sign on next year, and more the next year.
And you gonna see a lot more Olympian level athletes doing this shit too, bro. Because Olympians don't get paid a lot. Olympians don't make a lot of money, bro. The Olympics is what? Every 4 years. So how the fuck do they make their money elsewhere? What? Elsewhere? Otherwise? How else do they make their money? They don't. They work. Some get taken care of, but a lot of the American ones, like 20-something K a year.
And so forth. But unlike World Athletics, which tries to regulate, there will be no attempt at a middleman trying to govern doping and keep the sport semi-clean. The enhanced games will be openly selling you performance-enhancing drug cocktails. But in the wider scope of media and social media, this is all just a drop in the pond of the current growing trend that is normalizing drugs in our society. Fitness influencers are becoming more open about their drug stack. There's already a huge, continuously growing looks-maxing subculture that
What the fuck? Clavicular has been off testosterone for 4 weeks now, trying to regain fertility. And people can't believe how different he already looks. What the fuck you mean you can't believe it? The nigga always been a dork.
Pushes the idea of using steroids, peptides, testosterone, even cosmetic surgery. And Ozempic is a bloody over-the-counter drug in some countries.
The fuck?
Although this event was a colossal failure in the message it tried to send,
Nigga, did that nigga have marbles in his face?
drug in some
God damn.
countries.
That nigga got hit with a lead pipe on
Although
both
this event
sides of
was a
his
colossal
shit, bro.
failure in
That's
the message
crazy.
it tried to send, performance-enhancing drugs are seeping their way into our culture, becoming normalized, and I just fucking hate it. And that is my take on the enhanced games. I hope
Great
it doesn't
take.
last, and I hope it wakes up world athletics a little bit, even if just to pay our athletes a little bit more to keep them here.
Right.
Back to our regularly scheduled athletics next week. See you all next time.
Shout out to you, bro. Great video from Jumpman, man. It was a great introspective look into what happened, what happened during these games. Essentially, you do drugs, you ain't gonna get nowhere, bro. Who cares if your muscle's bigger? Can you run? How do you run? Do you run like a Titan? If you run like a Titan, you ain't gonna win shit regardless of the PEDs or not. You know what I'm saying? But hey, man, if y'all like the video, subscribe if you fuck with the vibe. I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one, bro. Peace.